So our batch of coffee is now roasting behind the glass. You can see the beans through the porthole as they are lofted by the hot air, which applies the heat directly to the beans. Very controllable process and assures consistent roasting quality time after time. But one of the reasons we're showing you this process is because each coffee bean has a membrane around it called chaff. And when the coffee exceeds 100 degrees, this chaff loses its adhesion with the coffee and flakes off and blows out. And we want to show you that process in action. So in a few minutes, we're going to go inside and take off the chaff can and allow you to see the chaff that's being peeled off the coffee as it roasts. So now we're going to remove the chaff can, move it out of the way so you can see the process happening. So as you can see right now, there's no chaff coming out, but it'll soon start coming out at a high rate of speed. So as you can see, the chaff is coming out at an ever greater speed. The beans are currently at 105. So what's happening is the moisture inside the bean is being converted to steam abruptly, and the bean puffs up rapidly and severs the adhesion between the chaff and the bean. And the vigorous air movement through the air roasting assures that all of that chaff is removed before it burns up with the beans. This is one of the reasons that air roasting provides a very clean result and allows the varietal characteristics of the coffee to shine through. This is especially important as we're seeing improving coffee quality with much more complex flavors and attractive flavors. So it's really important that any flavor that might be attributed by the chaff is not allowed to taint the actual roasted coffee. So the coffee temperature now is 130, and it won't be too much longer and the chaff extraction will start to slow down. So you can see that the chaff removal is starting to slow down now as the temperature of the coffee rises. So the coffee is currently at 165, and practically all the chaff has been removed. The only chaff that's coming out now is some of the chaff that's held up in the cyclone. The coffee roasting process is just about finished. In fact, we've just reached the target temperature, 229.5. And if we look over here, we can see the temperature is starting to drop because the red line is dropping rapidly as we bring in the cool air to cool the beans. Now the beans are cooling from 229.5 to 224, 223. When they get down to 180 degrees Celsius, the process will stop and they'll cascade out into the cooling tray below. And in less than 3 minutes, they'll be at room temperature and ready to package. The roast is finished, and all the chaff from this batch of coffee, 25 kilos, has been deposited on the floor. We don't always do this. Normally it goes in the chaff can. So you can get an idea how much chaff is in a batch of 25 kilos of coffee. So by assuring that all of this is removed, there's no way that it can taint the taste of the coffee. And this allows the varietal characteristics of some of these very complex flavors to come through into the beverage.